Hey, hot tubbers. I am Jackie, and you are listening to the podcast Tub Talk with the Hot Tub Lady, recorded live here on this channel. And today we are talking to Ben Lamb from Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables 2, and we are going to talk about the unbelievable winter weather hot tubbing. And let me tell you what, when we planned this was not, absolutely was not the plan for it to be this cold. So I'm going to bring Ben on here right now. And hey, Ben, how are you?
Hey, Jackie, hot tub lady, how are you?
I am very, very good. I think I'm as cold as you are, but not in as bad a shape as you're in at the moment.
Well, I'm not sure if anyone's quite as cold as I am. I got called up to Grand Forks, North Dakota today, which is always the coldest place in North Dakota. And today is no exception. I'm looking at the thermometer across the window right now. It looks like we're at 9 below 0 right now.
So I actually checked my temperature right before I got on, and we are 5 degrees, but it feels like negative 16. So what's the wind chill up there?
Well, I don't even know what the wind chill is, but we're technically in a ground blizzard here, winter storm warning. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just guess we're in the mid 20s below 0, maybe even close to 30 with wind chill.
Yeah, I'm sure you are, as
So
it's not good. We I actually we had talked beforehand, and you were telling me that your high for the week was -4.
this week, yes. So the groundhog was correct. We are getting the extra weeks of winter this year, unfortunately. I think a lot of us in North Dakota got spoiled last year with the winter we had. It was actually very mild by our standards, and so I think what we're getting now is paybacks for last year.
You know, so just so everybody knows, Ben and Vince and those guys, they are literally from Fargo to Watertown. It's about 95 miles to where we are, and then how far are you right now further north from Fargo?
Well, I'm a little less than an hour from the Canadian border here in Grand Forks,
Oh, geez.
and our business we have several stores spread across the state of North Dakota. So I'm one of the fortunate ones that gets to do a little traveling between all of our showrooms, and so there's a little bit of a difference in temperature from Bismarck up to Grand Forks over to Bemidji into Minnesota, but we live in the tundra, and so one of the things we love to do is stick it in the eye of Mother Nature once in a while. And even though it's really, really cold out here, we have many, many, many customers that really, really love their hot tub this time of year. In fact, we have a large segment of folks that really prefer their hot tub in the fall and winter. They love the contrast of the cold, crisp air and the hot water, and it's actually a pretty fun activity when we're getting it this cold, and yet we're outside utilizing and using our hot tubs.
Oh, for sure. I mean, don't you personally? The thought of me being in the hot tub this time of year. In fact, I was in mine this morning, um, and it's just I absolutely love being out there, hunkered down in with my stocking cap on, and I think it's the absolute best time to use your hot tub is this time of year. Blizzards are a bit maybe we shouldn't be using them today, but the storm hadn't quite hit us yet.
Well, if you got a good pair of Crocs and maybe a stocking cap, I think even today you could use it if you really wanted to. And I'm friends with many people up here that really enjoy outdoor winter activities. We've been doing a little bit of cross country skiing this year. I've even got buddies that are out riding their bikes. They're doing their biking in the winter months, but there's certain days where today I think would certainly be one of them, or even maybe a few days this week. They're not going to get out and do much biking this week, but
They wouldn't
if
ride
you really
today,
want
would
to get
they?
outside, I see. I don't think they would today, but I think they would use their hot tub today just to
Oh,
get outside.
for sure. But the whole the ability to get away, we are in this super freezing, oh my gosh, terrible cold, and you and I both know the next week up to the next 6 weeks is going to be. This is the worst part. We are in the worst part of the winters at this point, and we are. The fact that you have some place that you can go and actually enjoy the outside. Before I had my hot tub, there was no way I could do it.
Well, even before this year, it's always been a little place to have a vacation at home in the winter. But with COVID and things, this is one of the years I haven't done much traveling. Typically, I like to come up with
Right.
some excuse or reason or meeting to get to a warmer climate, at least to break the winter up a little bit. This winter, I didn't get that opportunity. So I find, and I think a lot of people are finding, they're actually using their hot tub more to get that little bit of reprieve. It's just nice to sit in the hot water and turn the jets on, no matter what the temperature is outside.
Yeah, and I would agree with that 100%. And I'm one to actually go travel with you, and not with you personally, but we always end up at the same meetings. But the we just
We
haven't got to
bump
do
into
it
each other in the strangest places.
in the strangest places. You know, we never see each other in North Dakota or South Dakota, but we do see each other a lot. But yeah, no, it's definitely awesome. Let's stop into the comments here real quick. Vince says, we got ourselves a good old fashioned blizzard going on, and man, he couldn't be more true. Frank says hello, and we got Kayla out there, and she says 19 degrees and it feels like 3. I'm cold, it's cold. So that's what we got going on. But I know all three of those people all have. I have all three of those people are 100%. I got some microphone stuff going on. I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. But the microphone. All three of those people have hot tubs, and I know all three of those people use their hot tubs every single day.
Well, and
So
I know Vince, he's one of the guys that he loves to be outdoors, even in the winter. So even after an outdoor activity, there's just really nothing better than the hot tub. He's a sauna guy too, but the hot tub and the sauna get, I think, a lot of use after you're doing brisk exercise or something fun outdoors. No matter what you're doing, you're gonna, when you get done doing it, you're gonna want a place to warm up and recover. And I don't think there's any place better than 104-degree bubbling water with the motor massage running on your back.
yeah, that motor massage is pretty amazing. So I'm going to tell you that we actually had 40-degree weather when I got up before church yesterday morning. And so I drained my hot tub for real quick. I did a partial drain. And by the time I got out of church, the temperature was dropping crazy, but I didn't know when it was going to happen again. So we jumped very quickly to get it done. And so I didn't get to use it last night. But this morning, I was, fresh water. There's nothing better than getting a fresh water in your hot tub. And that motor massage was amazing. Definitely made a huge difference. So, um, I mean, what are some things that you could tell people who are considering or actually have a hot tub living up there in North Dakota? I mean, what are some things that you need to plan for if you actually own a hot tub in North Dakota, South Dakota?
That's a good question, Jackie. One of the places I like to take our folks that are interested in a hot tub, especially the ones that have never had one before, is a place I like to call Common Senseville. Have you ever been to Common Senseville?
One time, it wasn't very
So
fun.
when we're in Common Senseville, and because we live around here, we know what it's about. We understand it gets 20, sometimes 30 below or more, and we're gonna keep a hot tub full of water, some 500-600 gallons of water, 104 degrees. There's a few things that come to mind, common sense, that we want to make sure we have, and one of the things is an energy efficient system. And I don't care if you won the lottery last week. No one wants to pay $300-400 a month trying to keep a tub of water warm when it's this cold outside. It's it's an incredible feat that our hot tubs even do that. So one of the things we want to talk about when you're considering a hot tub is where you're going to put it. And if it's going to be outside, like a lot of people like, we want to look for and seek out ways that this this hot tub can keep the water warm in a very efficient manner. And so just like anything, trying to keep liquid warm, I mean, we've been doing this for years. Then along comes Yeti, and they figure out, well, let's keep coffee warm. What are we going to do? Let's insulate the cup. Well, we've been insulating the tub for as long as we've been making hot tubs, and you just can't. You're just not going to keep something warm without the right amount of insulation. And the reality of the matter is, there's not a lot of manufacturers. Maybe we just don't live in a big enough market, spend the extra money or resources to insulate their units. But if you're going to live in a cold climate like we do, it's a must-have. You need an insulated unit, and just like with a Yeti cooler or a Yeti cup, that insulation holds the heat in the water, so you're not paying extra. You just heat the water, and the heat leaves the water. And then when you want to use the hot tub, it's always ready for you, at no matter what temperature you want to keep it at.
And and that is so very true. And I have a lot of hot tubs that we have in our backyard anymore, and or that we're selling out of the store, and we have well insulated hot tubs, which is going to be our hot springs. Those do incredibly well, and we have very poorly insulated hot tubs. And there's a difference, and there's a difference in your electric bill, and there's a difference on your peace of mind, on your ability to be like, it's going to be 20 below tonight. You and I both know that tonight we're going to see 20 below. And when we're 20 below, it's going to 100%. It's it's scary. I mean, you can have a hot tub freeze in that 24-hour period, but you're never going to see that happen with a hot spring or a caldera or something that's super well insulated, because it is so well insulated, and you got a good 2 weeks that you don't even have to worry about it.
Right, and even they've even gone so far as to really be selective in the type of insulation they use. They're using closed cell polyurethane foam. They're using fiber core. These are products that are getting used in the commercial industries, in things like commercial freezers and freezer rooms and freezer bands. So they really understand the rigors of trying to keep water hot when it's this cold out, and they're using the material that's going to do that the best. And the reason for that is we want better energy, right? We want to keep that energy bill down. And like us, I want to sit in my hot tub tonight. I don't want to go out there and find out that it's not holding temperature. And so if we want to use it, and we bought it to use in the winter, those things are very important.
And and if anybody understands that, it's those of us that live in the Midwest. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. I'm gonna let you see Vince's comment here because it's pretty funny. He says this reminds me of an old pickup line that I used to use. How can you be so hot when it's this cold outside? So, oh, Vinny. Um, one of these days I'm gonna learn. Um, but
Ask him
but
if that ever worked for him.
Yeah, Vince, did that ever work for you? I am curious to see if that did work for you. Sounds about as good as your face is so pretty it should be on a Christmas card. Um, anyway, so a couple other things. Let's talk about. There's a few people out there that are thinking about buying a hot tub right now, but won't buy one because they're thinking, at least, so I am, a good 180 miles. My store is 180 miles south of your store, but everybody wants to wait till May, because in
Sure.
May the decks are going to be ready, the yards are going to be ready, the snow is going to be gone, and they think that's the best time to buy. What advice do
Sure.
you have?
Well, in fact, I just had a gentleman in here today who we're going to deliver his hot spring Grandy next Thursday. So I don't think we're going to get much of a warm up between now and next Thursday, but we've gotten pretty good. And I think a lot of the hot spring dealers in our part of the country have figured out that we can deliver hot tubs all year long. But especially with the snow we're experiencing this year, there are a few things we want to consider uh, before we schedule a delivery of a hot tub this time of year. And one is, if we're going back to common senseville here, when we first fill that hot tub up with water, we need to get it running right away. So you think of how fast water freezes in this temperature. We just have to be extra vigilant and plan ahead to make sure that when we show up with the hot tub, that we're able to get the electrical hooked up. And in our area, that means we'd like to have an electrician there. Now, in this case, I had this morning where I got one scheduled. the homeowner happens to be an electrician, so he's going to be there and do that hookup. But if you're not, that's an important one, is to remember we need to plan for that. The other thing too, and how we move these hot tubs around, most of these are monolithic one-piece units, and they're bigger, and because of the insulation, they're on the heavy side. So we've got the tools to move them around, but we need to plan ahead to make sure we've got a path to the spot you want to keep the tub, because at some of these coming in at 1,000 pounds, we can't just flip it over a snowbank or pick it up and carry it over one. So um, just a little extra conversation this year to make sure that he has the resources and he's planned ahead so that he has a path from where we're going to be able to park out in front of his place to the backside of his house where he wants to have the hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very important thing just to think about. Again, common sense. And we have some customers who did buy a hot tub. They showed up here. Now we have all the snow on the ground, and they're not prepared to do that part of it where they can make a nice path to the spot for us. So that's kind of opened up our delivery schedule a little bit, for at least for us this time of year, uh, to be able to, if somebody sneaks in right now and buys a hot tub and they are able to do that, since we do have some inventory right now, we can get that delivered right away as long as they can get that done for us. So it's actually opened up some opportunities for folks that maybe are just thinking they want one now. They're not sure what they need to do. If we walk through these things, I'm talking about right now, and they're able to get that done, we can go ahead and get that delivered.
Yeah, I would say that we got the same thing going on. There's a couple that I did this weekend, and we're actually going to be able to get them delivered this week, maybe, depending on what happens with the weather. But I guess we'll see what comes down there. The For us, actually, we have a little bit of inventory in stock. How is it in your location?
So we've been really fortunate that we were able to order enough, in the last few months to where we're starting to get ahead inventory wise. COVID was, let's call it, a couple years. There was some, I think, hurdles and hiccups across the board for manufacturers trying to get product, out of the factory and out the door. But um, it seems like they've figured out um, a few things, and we're starting to see more hot tubs show up. In fact, I was just walking through our warehouse this morning, and I'm not going to say fully stocked in all the models, but there's quite a few that we have, and I didn't see names on them as sold. So in our area, if you wanted to walk in right now and get a hot tub, not having known there even was a shortage, I'm sure we could find something to fit for you. So that's actually something new for, I would say, in the last 8 to 12 weeks, we're starting to see more inventory pile up on our end. Before that, it was there was a wait, but that's starting to change. And if we can um, utilize our experience to get through, what we need to get through, the little extras, and we're talking about for winter delivery, we could make that happen.
So, which is awesome. And we actually have a tiny little bit of inventory in stock ourselves, but that I'm going to say that's a bubble. I think once May hits, if you wait till May to buy, you're going to be out, and I think that's going to be an issue. So,
Yeah, for people that are watching this thinking about a hot tub, there might be an opportunity here uh, to sneak in and grab one before the rest of the population figures out. Okay, it's nice now. Let's check that off the list and go shop, and then we might run into a situation again where there's a little longer wait. So yeah, now I would say between now and the end of the month, you could probably, at least up here in North Dakota, you could come in and find something.
which is awesome, and because it has not been the case. In fact, I'm going to bring up Jimbo here because he's just showed up. He's from Scotland, and he says he's sorry he's late, and he hope he hasn't missed much. But he waited 8 months for his hot tub, so that's a big deal. And I'm not.
I think what's happening with a lot of dealerships such as ourselves, when the opportunity arises to get some, even though right now we're taking that opportunity, knowing customers are still interested. So I think that's where I don't think we were, normally in a position to do that. So that's shortening the wait times for certain customers that walk in the right time of the year, and now's that time.
Oh, and it's definitely, but I don't think it's going to stay that way personally. I think we're going to get, trying to turn my microphone up a little bit. I don't think we're going to get, I think by this time next year we'll be sitting pretty good, but I don't think this summer's going to go incredibly well. So we're really having some sound problems here, Ben, and this is definitely on my part. What is your number one service call, would you say, this time of year?
Well, this time of year, you want to be extra careful with any hot tub that you keep your filter clean. A lot of these hot tubs have a safeguard built in place, and if it senses low flow, it wants to shut the hot tub down to protect the heater. And that's built into the hot tub because we want to do everything we can do to avoid having to have to replace the heater. So in most of the country, that's not a big deal. Your hot tub shuts off. You just clean your filter and turn it back on. But in our neck of the woods, we got to be vigilant about keeping our filter clean. So everyone that walks into our showroom these days, we have friendly reminders, depending on what hot tub they have, to clean their filter. And we're happy to show you how to do that. But this time of year especially, you want to make sure you find a good filter cleaner. We have both a granular and a liquid product. We recommend you soak your filter in that product. I think the directions say 4 hours. We'll even recommend you let it soak overnight and then rinse your filter out real good. And if you're vigilant with that this time of year, that's probably our number one call for issues with the hot tub.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's the case. Hopefully it's a little bit better. I switched microphones. I don't know what I've got going on with my mic stuff here today, but I'm peeking now. But definitely I would say that's the number one service call that we have is going to be the number one service call that we have is going to be not good.
Another call we get, Jackie, or another thing we'll notice sometimes is you want to make sure that your cover is sealing nice on top of the hot tub. Anytime you see any steam or humidity coming out of the top of your hot tub, you want to address that immediately. That's literally just money going up in the air. So the cover is a very important part of your keeping the heat in the hot tub and keeping your hot tub running efficiently. If you have an older cover, this might be the time of the year where that gets exposed and it's time to consider replacing your cover. And then we've also been working with some aftermarket manufacturers with some different cover options that seal up very good on top of your hot tub. One that comes to mind now is a product we have good success with up here called the Cabana cover. That's the automated cover you see. People like that as well because it'll hold the snow load so you don't have to clear the snow off the top of your hot tub. It also offers some wind protection when it's windy on a day like today. And then what I really like about it is that it seals up airtight on top of your hot tub. And that airtight seal is just keeping the pennies in the piggy bank and saving you money.
And that Cabana is totally awesome, and anybody that's gotten one of those has absolutely loved it. So, Ben, we're really having some.
They have a very nice website. You can see what that cover looks like if you're not familiar with it, but they're worth a look.
So, Ben, we're struggling with our sound here pretty bad. So, I think we're gonna have to probably reschedule this. It's I got some serious technical difficulties going on here. So we're. Yeah, I'm getting complaints from people on the outside that it's not. We're echoing pretty bad. Let me try this again. We'll try one more thing and see if that takes care of it. Can you hear me yet?
I can hear you good. It's nothing on my end, is it?
No, I don't think it's you. It's definitely on my end. I haven't had any issues, but I don't know what to do to fix it. Um, but people don't like bad sound. They're just not good with that. Um, anyway, I do think I'm going to wrap this up because the sound is not going good. We'll try this again here in a month or so when things are a little bit better, because I know you just love being on the camera and getting you.
Well, I feel like considering where I'm physically at today, that I may be one of the coldest spots in the country. It feels that way anyway. So it was fun to talk about how how a hot tub can still be part of your day even here.
Yeah, hot tubs are awesome. And hot tubs are awesome. Hot tubs are awesome in the cold. You are awesome. I absolutely love you, but we're going to try this again. But yeah, but
All right.
but thank you guys so much. And hey, everyone, I do appreciate you hanging out with us and suffering through with this. And show up next week. I've got Amanda from La Crosse is coming next week. And then we are also I got a few more things coming after that, but I will get the technical difficulties taken care of. And I love you guys to death, and we will be back next week. And don't forget to hang out next Wednesday, and we'll get everything taken care of. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, ring the bell, do all the things that help me help you become a happy hot tub owner. And we will talk to you soon.